should you get your real estate license? In this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of being a realtor so that you can make the best decision possible. Coming up right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to Freedom Agents. This YouTube channel is all about helping you close more deals. My name is Marc Brenner. I'm a realtor and team leader in Atlanta, Georgia. So today we're talking about the pros and cons of becoming a realtor. This is one of those professions where you either fall into one of two categories. You either didn't really know what you were getting into and are quite shocked when you find out what being a realtor is actually all about, and you end up not liking it and fizzling out. Or everything clicks and it's one of the best changes in your life. You're either an entrepreneur or you're not. And so when it clicks, honestly, for myself becoming a real estate agent, it's one of the biggest improvements to my life ever. So it's not a bad or a good thing. It just clicks or it doesn't click. So let's go over the pros and cons of becoming a realtor so that you have a good idea on if it's going to click or not. Hey, real quick, before we get into the video, if you're looking for a brokerage to join and EXP is on your list, you can book a Zoom call with me to discuss having me as your sponsor. This goes whether you're going to be a solo agent or whether you're going to join a team. You can still choose any sponsor at EXP Realty. So if you enjoy my videos, if it seems like I would be a good fit, if you want to use social media to close more deals, and if you want to work with real estate investors, then I would make a great sponsor for you and you can apply today. So book a Zoom call with me, call me, email me, whatever you want to do, but I love partnering with my viewers. All right, for pro number one, you can't get fired. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was in the corporate world, even though I worked really hard and I think I did a pretty good job, I had anxiety about getting fired. You never really know when you're going to get fired or laid off. It's not always because you did something wrong. And for me, I don't have a college degree, and so there was a huge fear there because I don't have a degree. If I get laid off or fired, am I going to be able to find another job at this same pay level? So I had a bunch of anxiety around that. And guess what? At a certain point in my career, I ended up getting laid off. The company was slowing down a little bit. They had to cut costs and my fears became true. It was a terrible feeling, but it's also what got me into real estate. And now that I'm a real estate agent, I don't have that anxiety at all. You can't fire me, okay? I have no boss. I work for myself. And this is one of the best parts of being an entrepreneur. I don't have that same anxiety. I do have other anxieties, but getting fired is not one of them. Now, con number one of being a real estate agent, I have the mental battle, okay? You know, there's stress in every job. Real estate is really unique because you don't have a boss giving you a performance review. You are kind of at war in your own mind with, did I work hard enough today? Did I do a good enough job today? Can I take a few days off? Can I take a few hours off? You know, is money going to keep coming in? There's all these mental battles, some anxiety, some stress that can come up. So it's kind of a different battle than when you're working for a company, you're employed, you're in a corporate world or whatever. You know, I would imagine the stress comes in there with deadlines and expectations and performance reviews and getting a raise. With real estate, with entrepreneurship, the battle just tends to be your mindset. Am I doing good? Am I on the path to success? I'm not doing as good as other people. So you really have to have a strong mind. You have to have an abundance mindset, and you have to have a belief in yourself that you're going to succeed no matter what. All right, for pro number two, there is no limit to your income. There's no ceiling to your income, okay? Listen, I was making like $50,000, $60,000 in the corporate world, praying to God for a 3% yearly raise. I mean, when I look back on it now, it was pathetic. And I know there's plenty of people in the corporate world making way more than that. I know there's a lot of people that are in that 50 to 80K range, hoping for a little bit percentage range. You know what it feels like to get a commission check for $10,000 or for $15,000? You get these lump sums in real estate, which it's just incredible. First of all, it feels great to get that lump sum, and it's also makes things easier, right? It's nice to get a steady, consistent paycheck, but but when you get those lump sums of money, you can put the down payment on the house or towards the trip or to pay off the debt. It's really nice to have. And the beautiful thing is there is no rule, there's no ceiling, there's no limit or rule that states that you can't make more. You can go sell another house. You can go help another buyer. Okay. You can eat as much as you kill. And listen, people don't talk about real estate agents this way because, you Google the average real estate salary and it comes up like 45,000. That's complete BS. Okay. 20% of the real estate agents are doing 80% of the business. And a lot of people say it's actually 10% of the agents doing 90% of the business. So a lot of agents are making nearly nothing, but the top 20, the top 10% are making multiple six figures and in many cases, millions of dollars a year. So not that that's easy or common, but it's possible. You can do it. So I'm telling you, having no limit to your income is so invigorating. All right, con number 2, you probably already guessed it. There's no basement to your income. Well, I guess there is. You can make absolutely zero. Okay, listen. You've got to realize you're not getting a steady paycheck every week, every 2 weeks, every month. You're not getting the health benefits. You're not getting the job security here, and you might not make any money. I tell people thinking about getting into this industry, a lot of people ask me, can I do it part-time while I work at my other job to support myself? Yes, you can do that, but what I typically recommend is to save up a nest egg for 6 to 8 months. The more of a nest egg, the better, and go all in. Quit your job, go full time and then some on real estate. If you really do what you're supposed to do, you might get a closing very quickly. I've seen agents do it in 2 to 3 months. They're outliers. If you do what you're supposed to do, you should definitely have a closing within the first 8 months. And if you do what you need to do consistently for long enough, you're going to have continuous closings once you get over that initial hump. But you need to really understand you're not an employee anymore. Okay, you're not working for anyone. You're not getting a consistent paycheck, and you might have months where you don't make anything. You also have to be good with your money. You might make $20, $30, $40, $50,000 one month in the peak market, and then you might go over the winter not making anything for 2 to 3 months. Now, once you get a certain level in real estate, you should be having closings every month regardless, but you should be aware that there is no basement to your income either. All right, pro number 3 of becoming a real estate agent is that you have total ownership over your schedule. You want to sleep in till noon? No one can stop you. You want to take 2 months off? Your boss isn't calling you because you don't have a boss, okay? You don't have to check in with anybody. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Entrepreneurs have total freedom over their lifestyle. Now, of course, the irony of this is when you're a successful entrepreneur, you're going to be busy and you are going to be subject to deadlines of your contract, and you're going to want to bend to the needs of your clients to close as many deals possible. But even though that's the case, I can tell you, I still feel free. Okay. And I really want you to hear that because it's a magical thing. I feel free. I do what I want to do. I run my own schedule. I schedule my own stuff. I stick to it. I do what I say I'm going to do. But I'm never looking at the clock waiting for it to strike 5 p.m., which is a truly tragic thing that I did for years and many people have to do. Okay? I don't like waking up at 4 a.m. like a lot of entrepreneurs say you should do, or a lot of people have to do for traditional jobs. Okay? I wake up usually about 7:38, but the point is I can do whatever I want with my schedule. So this is one of the best benefits of becoming a realtor. All right, and con number 3 of being a realtor is that your reward for being successful, for doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, is that you're going to have a lot of clients and you're going to be working a lot of hours. Okay, the reality is real estate is literally 2 full-time jobs. And of everything I'm saying in this video, this is probably the one that you need to really understand the most. Real estate agent is 2 full-time jobs. Job number 1 is you have to lead generate every day to find clients who want to work with you. Then once you have clients who want to work with you, you have to do the actual work of representing them in a purchase or sale. And obviously you've got to do a great job. It's a big purchase. There's a lot of risk involved. And so a lot of what happens for real estate agents is a seesaw. They do some lead generation, they get 1 or 2 clients, and then all their time is consumed with their clients. They didn't do any lead generation. They close out those deals and they have nothing in their pipeline. So the challenge for you will be creating sacred time each day. You might have 20 clients who you're listing or you're helping buy. You have to have your lead generation time blocked off. 4 hours preferably, even if it's just 2 hours. I do mine in the morning. I don't do appointments before 11 a.m. I get all my lead generation done in the morning, regardless of how busy I am, so that there's never that seesaw effect. But you have to understand there can be a lot of stress involved with this. When you have people calling you nonstop, you're going to want to throw your phone into the ocean. Okay, people are going to be calling you for stupid stuff. People are going to be calling you for important stuff. You're going to be texting. It doesn't matter if you're out to dinner. There's going to be deadlines. If you're on vacation, there's going to be deadlines. Now, that is actually a sign of good things, because if you've gotten to that point, you've actually surpassed the majority of people who get their license. Your challenge at that point will be to create leverage. You're going to have to hire an assistant. You're going to have to hire a contract to close person. You're going to have to hire someone to do your showings. So it's a good problem to have, but you have to be aware that your reward for success will be more work. All right, pro number 4 is no 2 days are the same. I know a lot of people struggle in their corporate world with monotony, doing the same thing each day. There's no 2 days that are alike as a real estate agent. Now, I do the same lead generation every day. That's consistent. But after that, I'm taking meetings with clients. I'm showing homes. I'm preparing a listing. I'm maybe out shooting content in the town. I'm going to a lunch. There's so many things. No, I'm going to a closing. No 2 days look alike. And I really like that. It honestly never really feels like work to me. I don't really get bored. So I think that's a great thing. There's a lot of diversity in this job. You're not really going to get bored. You're going to see new cool houses. You're going to be involved in different situations you hadn't anticipated before. So it's not a monotonous job. There's a lot of diversity and a lot of excitement, and no 2 days are alike. All right, for con number 4, I have working with other agents. Now, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of fantastic real estate agents out there, but unfortunately, what I've found that happens a lot with real estate agents is that this is such a difficult industry to succeed in. It's cutthroat, and when people get a little success, honestly, it can go to their heads. They kind of think they're hot shit. And so, you get a lot of agents that are successful talking down to you, kind of talking to you like you're stupid, or, the worst is just total lack of communication. You can't get a hold of them. They won't answer your calls. They won't respond to your texts, and they just won't dialogue with you, right? When you're negotiating for your clients, you're trying to glean information from them. You're trying to create a rapport to give yourself an advantage. And sometimes you're dealing with agents that are just huge pains in the asses. Sometimes they're not professional. Sometimes they don't respect your timelines. They don't do a good job at controlling their own timelines. So they're sending documents to sign by 9 o'clock, but you're out to dinner. You don't have to do that. You can, if you're a good agent, you control your own timelines. You can get everything wrapped up in, your own time. But when you're co-oping with an agent, you can't control what they do. So, even down to negotiating, when you're trying to communicate with them, it can be very difficult. Sometimes they're on just a different wavelength. Sometimes they're brand new and they have no experience, and you have to do both sides of the work for them. Of course, sometimes it's easy as can be, smooth, and you're working with a professional, but working with other agents can be a challenge. And the challenge is really not that they're a pain in the ass or rude. The challenge is that you've got to be nice, because you cannot do anything that would reduce your client's leverage or attractiveness in terms of their offer or their sales. So you got to bite your tongue. You have to bite your tongue so often in this industry. You have to smile and be kind and professional, even when agents are not that way with you, because you're working on behalf of your client and you owe it to them to just suck it up and be a professional, because that's going to get them the best result. But that is a con of this profession. All right, the 5th pro I have of being a real estate agent is that you can sell your business. You are an entrepreneur. You're not working, even though you hang your license at a brokerage, you don't work for that brokerage. The brokerage doesn't own your company. You can take your team or your Rolodex of clients and take them to another brokerage, okay? But if you're successful and you build up systems and tools in your business the right way, you have an opportunity to sell this thing when you're ready to retire or when you're ready to move on to something else. Now, of course, you're going to have to build it up to a consistent stream of business. You're going to have a Rolodex of past clients and people that a new owner can reach out to. You're going to have a brand with some real recognition and a good reputation. You should probably have a great social media presence and following and social authority. All of those things are going to increase the value that you get potentially for your business. But the point is, the work that you're putting in each day, it's not for nothing. You're not making someone else richer. You're making yourself richer, and you have the opportunity to potentially sell your business for, maybe even 7 figures if you build it up big enough. Okay, it's all about how much income is coming in. Of course, you don't have to do that. You can also put in systems of leverage to kind of create a cash flow machine for you, maybe reducing your hours to 5 or 10 hours a week or even less than that. Some people opt to do that, but having the opportunity to take all the work that you did and package up your business with great systems and great people and sell it for a huge profit is one of the best parts of getting your license. All right, and the 5th and final con I have of being a realtor is the insane amount of competition. Listen, the barrier to entry for getting your license is extremely low. Anyone can go to a class and pass a few tests, pay a little money, and get your license. Everyone you talk to is probably related to a realtor, okay? So there's a lot of low-hanging fruit spread amongst all the realtors out there. And on the other side of things, there's massive technology companies that are pouring billions of dollars into their companies to try to create technology to take away your commission, right? Whether it's Zillow or Realtor.com or Opendoor, they are trying to really cut out your commission for their margins, okay? And this is why I tell people, I shout it from the rooftops, you've got to be on social media, you've got to be on video because it's your number one weapon, okay? Think about this. Zillow can't get in front of a camera. People can't get to know Opendoor by watching YouTube videos. But you are a person and you can create brand recognition, you can create comfort. People can get to know, like, and trust you based on your video content. So that's why I'm a huge proponent on that. But listen, a lot of people fail in this industry because they don't know what they're getting into, and that's why I'm making this video. I remember when I was in school to get my real estate license, it felt like I was back in high school. It was a trip, honestly. I just kept quiet in the corner, but it was a total high school vibe. And these were grown people, mind you, but the conversations were fascinating. Oh, I got a friend, he's making 40 grand a month, easy, he barely even works. My friend just got a $20,000 commission. I'm gonna make so much money. This is gonna be great. Listen, there's a lot of people who get into this who have no idea what they're getting into. So for you watching, listen, it's great that you can make a lot of money. This is a sales job. Okay, this is an entrepreneur job and a sales job. And so if you're not willing to get your hands dirty, figuring out how to develop the skills of lead generation, whether it's creating content, cold calling FSBOs and expireds, knocking on doors, hosting open houses, getting referrals from your sphere of influence, eventually paying for leads. Okay, if you're not willing to get your hands dirty and figure that stuff out, you're gonna be a statistic because that's what being a real estate agent is. It's sales. On the one side, once you have clients, it's not sales anymore. It's about being a great real estate agent and doing a great job and, being their fiduciary and, advocating for them. But you can't do that if you don't have the skill of lead generation. So you need to understand how competitive this space is and what the day-to-day work will be required of you in order to be successful, because a lot of people get into this career thinking, oh, I'm going to go work for this brokerage and they're going to throw me some leads and they're going to tell me what I need to do. I have a big wake-up call for you. These brokerages are like farms for real estate agents. All they care is about recruiting as many agents as possible because statistically, some of them will be successful and generate money for them. The broker doesn't care if you show up at the office. They might not even really know your name. They don't care if you leave. Your broker is not going to throw you leads. If you join a team, they should throw you leads. Your broker's not going to throw you leads. Your broker's not going to do anything for you, okay? And other agents in your office, unless they are financially incentivized, they're not going to do much for you, okay? The high selling agents at your office, you know, they don't want to waste their time getting lunch with you necessarily. You got to provide value to these people in order to kind of gain wisdom for them. You know, if you're a high-powered agent selling a lot of homes, you don't have time to just be sitting around sharing all your insights with the agents you're competing with at your brokerage. Now, again, if you join a team, you should be trained properly and you should get leads because they're taking a big portion of your commission. That's the trade-off. But if you're going solo, you're on an island. And that's okay. I was on an island. I figured it out. You can figure it out too, but you've got to know what you're getting yourself into. All right, so there you have it. 5 pros and 5 cons of becoming a realtor. Listen, it's kind of either for you or it's not. You're kind of an entrepreneur, you're meant for it, and you're gonna know it as soon as you get started, or you're gonna be like, oh crap, what did I get myself into? So I've said it before, I think this is the most amazing profession in America. I don't know why everyone's not a real estate agent. What other career path can you, without a college degree, potentially make multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars every year with no degree, right? You can make more than a doctor or a lawyer who's gone to school for 7 years, who's in massive debt. Okay, you can make more money than all these people if you get good at sales. Not a guarantee, very difficult, but the opportunity is there. Okay, you don't have to work for anyone anymore. You don't have to look at the clock anymore. You don't have to worry about getting fired. You don't have to be at a certain place at a certain time. You can be your own boss and make a shit ton of money, create your own thing, create your own business, sell it or have it work for you. Take that money, invest it in real estate, invest it in other things. This can be a life-changing career move for you, but you've got to understand what the day-to-day requirements look like and make sure you're okay with that. And the way that I look at it is like, look, I would dig ditches for multiple hundreds of $1,000s a year, so I have no excuse not to call people, right? At the end of the day, picking up a phone, knocking on a door, hosting an open houses doesn't come close to the level of physical strain and stress that, you know, skilled labor does, tradespeople do, corporate work does. So I love it. Okay, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm hoping I inspired some of you to make this jump. I really hope this video was beneficial for you and provided you value. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please make sure you give me a thumbs up here and subscribe. It's a great free way to support my channel. All my stuff is free. I don't hold anything back. Trust me, I share everything that I know about real estate. So thank you so much for watching. Share the channel with a friend, and until my next video, I'll see you next time.